I mean, Connor McDavid, he might be the biggest fraud in all the land. McDavid stinks. He's a softie. What a joke. Oh, man, it's tough to watch.
Gunnar Henderson is not invited to the White Boy Seminar.
If I was at that game and Zach Hampel came running down, breathing down my neck to catch a home run ball, he would catch an elbow to the nostrils. That's a fact.
He's looking like he's a fucking outfielder in the World Series, man. He's standing in the stands in right field.
He put his glove up there. It wasn't even anywhere close. It looks like Victor Robles playing defense for the Mariners. This guy wasn't even in the same state as catching that home run ball. Check the guy's vision. Somebody put some glasses on Pa. He can't see a thing.
100 fly ball, 100 fly ball, 100 fly ball.
No way.
Oh, yeah!
No fucking way, Trey.
Out of 10 of them, see what I'm saying? I'ma make them see what I'm saying. First they won't smoke, now they just playing. Nigga real hoes, you know what I'm saying?
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Tuesday, episode 497 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan. Boots on ground down here in Dallas. Love doing the show in person. Got the beautiful backdrop, Burris Hall behind me in Virginia Tech. Probably should have gone there more when I was a student, but beautiful view. Jovan, hope you're doing well. Hope you had fun at the hot dog eating contest yesterday.
Of course.
What'd you think?
A ton of fun. Definitely was not sitting up there dodging yak, but, you know, it's fun to see Trent gobble for the people.
Sure. Were you impressed with Trent's performance out there? Because, you know, he hooked more than.
I was very impressed. You could tell he wanted it. You could tell there was heart there. I thought after, probably yak number 3 that he was just going to call it and hang it up, but he fought through for 11.
Sure. Jovan's reffing abilities need to be investigated, people are saying.
I followed all the rules. All the rules that I was told.
Good work, Jovan. Sure, I had his lesson, so I wasn't pissed, but it is what it is. I mean, Trent was getting absolutely lit up there. You could tell, right? He was willing himself through those dogs. I was impressed. I didn't think he'd be able to get 11. Okay, yeah. That was good. Jack Italian had about 100 hot dogs. Great run from him. Steve also showed up. He was a second-half player, I guess you could call it. He was catching up and almost made it happen. But I thought that was a great fucking event, to be honest with you. I hope you guys enjoyed it in chats. Did anybody watch it? Anybody catch it? Let me know what you guys thought about that event, okay? Because I think we killed it. 40,000 people watching that shit. Unbelievable. They wanted to see Trent yak. They didn't. Instead, they saw him come through for the people. Okay, W. Fruity, I think he actually had a 6-piece lineup that smacked. Insane. And yeah, Chetty sold. It was never Chetty. He came in injured, folks. He came in injured. Okay, his arm was so mucked. It looked like he got hit by a car. I can't believe he didn't even do the contest, to be honest with you. I was just happy he was there. And then Zias, yeah, he just did not want to eat the hot dogs, man. Straight up.
Yeah.
He did not want to eat the dogs.
Did not want to gobble, man.
He did not want to gobble. Okay, L connection was lagging. I don't know, man. I feel like our connection was pretty solid. Maybe it was your Walmart Wi-Fi, Captain Slim. I don't know. Okay, Al Capone Jr., sure. He showed up. Okay, let's get to the plays. Let's start talking about some sports. All right, enough talking about glizzies. Let's hop into the W recap / L recaps. Okay, squad ride was cake on Friday. Hook. Jovan, 2 words, hook.
Of chew, dude.
Gross.
That is a wretched org out there in Philly, man. Ready to say it. Ready to say it.
Gosh, man, I don't know how we're saying that, but yes, on Friday they 100% were.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. That one stung. Brutal. Sharp report was solid, though, I believe. Look at that. 3-1-1 from me on the left sector. Jovan, 3-2. We take that every day and twice on Sunday. We move.
I got double hook, too.
Double hook on both those L's?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Guardians were up 7-0 after second inning. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Next time you have a bad beat like that, send it our way. Okay. Yeah. And if you guys in chat aren't following the Bookit Bad Beats account that's starting to get moving, okay, get Minter up and moving, go give that a follow. Okay. We'll drop the link to it in chat. I'm sure Goots will throw that puppy in there. It's worth it. Okay. All you guys, I feel like, would be interested in that stuff. Jovan, that's a brutal beat. 7 runs in the first 2 innings.
Yep.
Couldn't get 3 more the rest of the game.
Only a Vladdy nuke since then. Couldn't even get 2.
A Vladdy solo nuke.
A Vladdy solo nuke was the only run for the rest of that game. Which was rats.
Yeah, Godsent. That Brewers Padres under. I mean, come on. Do we need to talk about it? That one stung more than most. Okay. Look, I've been around the block a while, guys. I've sent a lot of bets. Okay. Probably too many. All right. That one hurt more than most. A grand slam off the wall in left field to send the game over. Moose shit.
Moose.
Absolute moose. Oh, All right. Any other comments, concerns, Jovan, with these plays?
Sharp
Would you look at
report,
that?
4-piece.
Yeah, sharp report 4-piece smacked. How about them apples?
How about it?
Wow, McDavid and Tatis, they didn't combine for a goal or home run?
No, they
That's
didn't.
crazy.
Tatis definitely helped that he got yanked from the game because he got hurt. But
Okay.
still didn't hit a nuke.
Sure.
David didn't do rat shit the last 2 games.
Yep.
So definitely not that one. Estes, hook under with 2. Casty, hook over with a bomb in the 8th or whatever it was. And
Sure.
showed up. I mean, I'm just going to say it. That might be greatest square of year.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say it.
What do you have, negative 12?
Yeah, something like that. You have 10 runs. You had a triple-double.
Unbelievable. Great call.
Hits, runs, and fucking earned runs.
We were locked in with the squares. As soon as the contest was over about me running miles, we were locking in. We were hitting squares left and right.
Yeah.
Can't make it up. Okay. What else we got to recap, Goots? We got a king of the board. King of the board, moose shit. Way to close the week out. God damn it. All I had to do was hit a bet. Jovan went 0 for 2 on the last day.
All you had to do.
All I had to do was hit 1. I could have laid some juice. Hate to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could not get a bet right on any side in that fucking Stanley Cup at all. I was on the opposite side every night. Last night, I couldn't even lock in Florida. I couldn't get to the counter. Instead, I went with the first period under. That was moose shit, too. I was all over the place in the Stanley Cup, typically locking in for NHL in the playoffs. Not that serious. No. But good to see McDavid go down. I hate to say it, but all the people out there who were locking in Edmonton Oilers after they won 3 games in a row, you guys didn't deserve those coins. I'm just going to say. That's too square. It's too easy. If it was that easy, we'd already be rich. It's not that easy. Okay, you guys should have known that. It was never Edmonton. It was always Florida. Okay. D. Decker saying it's officially the dog days of summer. Yeah, I could say that. Luckily, we do have PLL coming back this weekend. It's massive.
There you go.
Massive development, folks. PLL this weekend. We're going to need it. Okay. W's. Goots. Should we do a giveaway for last week?
We should. Yeah, I'm going to stay.
The other room. All right. Yeah, just stay out. Let's do a giveaway. You can go and screen share and pick somebody who dropped a milk emoji or dropped some sort of, Jovan shout out in the mentions. Okay. There's probably plenty of them. Let's go and pick somebody and give away some coins. All right. Krabs, your Nats blue balled me and fucked me last night. You're goddamn right. They did Shohei to goat. Sonorian Sizzle.
There we go.
There he goes. Sonorian Sizzle, are you in chat? Show yourself. All right. If you're here, let us know. Okay. Because you just won some prize picks, promo. How about that? W's. We're givers here on BTL. Okay. We give you guys winners. We give you squad ride dubs. We give you some prize picks promo as well. All right. If you guys don't know what the heck we're talking about right now and how you get this, all you have to do every Monday or Tuesday, okay, because we didn't have BTL yesterday. So in this case, it's today. If you go to the tweet we put out and drop a crab emoji, if you're on my team, my allegiance, or with Jovan, you drop a little milk emoji, and whoever ends up winning King of the Board that week, we'll pick somebody like we did today, 30 seconds ago, and give you prize picks promo. Okay, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. W's. Here is the link to the tweet chat if you want to get involved. Why couldn't the Nats lose by 1 more? Plus 47,000 down the drain. Pax picks. I'm going to need that story. That's brutal, dude. What? There's no way the Nats cost you a plus 47,000 parlay. Had to crunch those numbers real quick. That's a lot of zeros, folks.
Sure.
That's a lot of zeros. All right. We have a minute for me to bitch about something because I got something up my sleeve that I'm upset about from last night.
Of course.
W's, Goots, run that shit. Well, chat, you could probably pause this highlight real quick, dudes, honestly, for the people before. Maybe we even restart it. Let me give you some background here because there's a lot of news to cover. Okay. Look, the Nats score 3 runs in the top of the 10th. Me and Goots sitting downstairs, only ones left after the event yesterday. About to rest our eyes, right, Goots? About to call it a night. Okay. I'm waiting for the Nats game to end. The late night Nats, kind of brutal after that whole day event. I'm fucking gassed. Sitting there with my eyes peeled open, just trying to stay awake for the Nats game. They put up 3 runs in the top of the 10th. I'm feeling good. The scrappy Nats are coming through. Goots, I'm feeling happy, making jokes, right? We're having a jolly good time down there. Next thing you know, they put in Hunter Harvey, my guy, my goat, who, bless his heart, he cannot pitch to lefties. Okay, if we haven't learned that yet, I mean, you probably just don't watch baseball. This guy's pitched so much recently. He's got no gas left in the tank. You can tell by the couple outings he's gone in recently, he's not the same guy. And you could tell it was trouble early on. Okay, he gave up some runs. I think it's 6-5 right now with the bases loaded still because they had to walk Luis Arias, who's a lefty, to load the bases and potentially, sneak out of this game with a win somehow, some way. But the bases are cocked right now. Okay, Jurickson Profar is up with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th. They've already scored 2, so it's 6-5. I'm thinking there's no fucking chance the Nats squeak this one out. It's already over. Jurickson Profar is coming up to the plate. He's been their hottest hitter in like the last 2 weeks. He's been on fire this year. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares about the Padres or him. And what happens? Somehow, some way, we can go ahead and play the video. I don't know how he hit this ball this far with his swing. He was clearly expecting a fastball, but he still took it to the right center gap. Almost a nuke. Warning track. All right. And Jurickson Profar, the Padres are going crazy. Unbelievable comeback. They're celebrating as they should. Okay. But then Jurickson Profar has to take it a little bit far. Okay. I don't know if you guys watched the postgame for this, but Jurickson Profar celebrated like they won the World Series. Okay. He ran around the entire stadium, yelling at the crowd, putting his hands down like this, saying, "This is my team. This is my city." Well, all right, Jurickson Profar. What have the Padres done recently? Not a lick besides get Juan Soto, have him not work out, and then we trade, acquire all these great prospects from the Padres for that trade. Soto's gone to the Yankees anyways. The Padres are in motion. You can't tell that series doesn't mean something for both these teams, by the way. C.J. Abrams, Mackenzie Gore is pitching today, wants to shove against his former team, right? It goes both ways as well. You could tell the Padres wanted that win. They pulled it off. But Profar, after he's celebrating, walks past home plate, walks over towards the Nats dugout, and starts screaming at the Nats dugout. He's yelling at them like he just beat them in Game 7 of the World Series, Jovan. Give him the trophy. That's how he's acting. Absolutely absurd. And I didn't even tell you the part in the beginning, the first couple pitches of that at bat, Jovan. They're throwing Jurickson Profar a couple inside pitches that are not crazily inside. Okay, they're a little inside, but nothing crazy. This guy is diving out of the way like they're shooting guns at him. I've never seen anything like it. The ball was 2 inches off the fucking strike zone, and he's collapsing to the floor like he just got, knocked out by Conor McGregor. Okay, he's getting up. Poor me, extra dramatic. And then he obviously gets that fucking double in the gap. He earned it. But the guy's yelling at the dugout at the Nats after the game, after we just lose. Then you get Jesse Winker coming out of the fucking woodworks. You got Luis Garcia getting involved. You got these Nats coming out saying, "What the fuck are you yelling at, buddy? You walked us off. Why are you coming over to chirp us in the fucking dugout? We didn't do shit." He was mad that we walked Luis Arias to get to him and load the bases. What are the Nats supposed to do? Luis Arias, one of the best left-handed hitters in baseball, especially for contact. Jovan, if you're picking a lefty when you need a base hit, who are you probably taking?
I'm definitely taking
You're taking Luis Arias. They're going to walk him to get to Profar. And he took it personally, and then he yells at the Nats dugout, and then the Nats veterans are coming out. They're yelling at the fucking Padres. They're yelling at the fans. I'm seeing clips this morning of Jesse Winker yelling at a 60-year-old dude in the crowd for no reason, pulling a Rendon. You guys see that? What is Winker doing, by the way? Just go home, buddy. Call it a night. You regroup for tomorrow. But these Padres fans were delusional. They were yelling at Jesse Winker saying, "Oh, he's trying to throw at his head." Jovan, if he's trying to throw at his head with the bases loaded, the game is tied. You think he's trying to throw at his head? No, he just stinks and has zero command because he's thrown 100 pitches in the last 3 days. Okay? It's complete horseshit. This guy's a bozo, dude. I'm surprised he doesn't have a glove on. Jovan, am I wrong here?
I don't think you're wrong. I feel like this is just such a weird situation where like Profar is making it a lot bigger of a deal than it was, like the fan too. Like obviously you're not hitting somebody to take the lead with the bases loaded intentionally. It's just all very strange situation.
So let me set the scene for you. Okay, Jovan, let me set the scene for you, Goots. Can I? You mind if I set the scene? Okay. Last night, Padres walk us off. Profar going nuts like he just won the fucking World Series and actually did something for the first time in his MLB career. Yelling at the Nats. They pull off the crazy upset in the first game of the series. Okay, the Nats, once again, cannot get back to 500. Okay, they cannot get over that fucking hump. They're so close, but they can't do it. They folded again last night. Well, today, the Nats have a chance to make it up, Jovan. Today, the Nats have Mackenzie Gore on the bump. Sure. Mackenzie Gore came over from the Padres in that Juan Soto trade. Padres fans all over Twitter said, we don't even want Mackenzie Gore. He's a 3-4 starter in this league. Well, he's starting to pitch like a 1 or 2 starter in this league. You don't think this game's personal for him? You don't think he's going to go out there and absolutely shove against his former team who didn't want him and trade him away for Juan Soto? Look how that worked out. Mackenzie Gore is turning into an ace. He's going to go out there and absolutely shove. You don't think Jesse Winker is going to be a little extra motivated today? The hottest hitter on the Nats right now? After yelling at a grandpa in the stands who was a fucking idiot? Oh, I'm sure he will. And I'm sure he'll get the rest of the Nats rallied up, ready to roll, and they're going to be extra scrappy tonight in San Diego for that late night game too. Okay? Gore's been shoving, like LC's saying in chat. He's going to shove again tonight. His squares are looking mighty fine to me on Prize Picks. I think he's going to have a hell of a day. I'm so excited for this game and the rest of the series to see how it plays out. I wouldn't be surprised if there's, more drama to come. All right? Who knows what will happen tonight? Maybe Mackenzie, who's been known to be a little wild at times, maybe accidentally plunks Profar. This might not be the game. It's definitely not going to be the game that you want to miss. Okay? You're going to want to be tapped to this one late night tonight.
Yeah.
All right. The Nats are getting their revenge. Okay. They're not blowing 2 games in a row. Unbelievable. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Pax Picks. I'll check those DMs after the show. Okay. No Trent today. He's got a W side quest. He's going to leave during the surge time. So I will host a quick surge right after this as well, gents. Okay. W's. I'd say we move on. You guys want to get to the Sharp Report? Yeah?
Yep.
Let's do it. Let's move. Let's groove. Get that bozo Jerks and Profar off my screen. Get him out of here. All right. Prime, I'll check him. All right. Godsynth. Yep. I'll be on the Nats as well. As you can see up here, we got a couple Nats logos. Natitude. Love that. We got a Canadian logo. Wow.
We do.
Jovan, what time does that game start up?
7.
Oh, we got a late night geyser.
Yeah.
Okay. We got plenty of time, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Can I get you started out in Tampa? I feel like you won't mind.
Sure. Yeah.
I like the Rays today. I like what the Rays are doing. I like the way they're moving. I like the way they're grooving. Jovan, I really do. I like the Rays on the ML today. I like them catching, 10, 15 cents of steam against Castillo. Castillo's been all over the place this season. He's not been as locked in. Littell, though, right after a great start, Littell kind of cooled off a little bit, Jovan. He's got that ERA up a little bit. But we're seeing the Rays catch some steam, probably because they're home, probably because they're playing, some pretty good baseball right now. They've won 4 of their last 5. And Seattle, the exact opposite. They've lost 4 of their last 5. They're starting to cool off. We know they don't hit as well on the road as they do at home. I think this is a great fade spot on Castillo and the Mariners, and we continue to back the Rays at home in the near future. Okay, this is a team I still believe in. It doesn't matter who the fuck is in that lineup. Okay, Kevin Cash is going to get them right. He's going to have them be the most competitive versions of themselves possible. Okay, I like the Rays. I like the way they're playing baseball right now. I think they win today. That's why they're catching steam. They're sharp. I like him at plus chicken.
Yep, I'm with you today. I think they get to Castillo. They've also they've seen him quite a few times, and they haven't hit terribly off him. I think the guys are going to have in the lineup today works a lot too. So I'll be right there with you.
Good. Take me to Kansas City, Miami. Why are we seeing runs? And that total opened up, I think, at 10.
Yeah. So
by the way,
total is high. I mean, it's going to be high this whole series, I guess. Maybe it's a little weather induced like it was yesterday because it was like 100 with wind blowing out. But that game, at least on the Royals side, didn't see as many runs as you would have thought. They didn't really hit well against Munoz, and then the bullpen kind of shut them down. I don't think that happens today because Yanni Chirinos, I think, absolutely gets destroyed in this game. I don't know how long he's going to be in for because, they could pull him after a couple. They could leave him in for 5 or 6. He's just coming back into the bigs. He was not great in his first start. He allows a lot of contact, which is exactly what you don't want to do if you're a righty going up against the Royals because that allows them to stack a lot of base runners, stack a lot of hits, and they're a strikeout or nothing team. So if you can't strike them out, what are you really doing up there? So I think that he's going to get destroyed, and that overexposes the Marlins bullpen that hasn't been all that good unless you're getting to Tanner Scott at the end, and especially if you need a middle relief guy, they've been awful. So I think the Royals, I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest, if they cover this on their own and really blow out the Marlins. But on the other side, I do think there's room for some Marlins runs against Seth Lugo because he gives up a couple tanks more so recently, especially to some guys with power. So I don't think they're going to go out and put up 9 on him necessarily, but there's a couple guys that I do think can run into him. One of those happens to be De La Bonds there at the bottom. But, yeah, I think there's room for enough. But I think the Royals bats probably carry this one. Okay.
Royals bats carry. Probably a decent look on the ML as well, but you're rolling with the over.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fading Luga.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of a death wish.
Not
a little
too
bit.
much. Not too
yeah,
much.
more leaning on the Royals bats.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate fading Luga just in any capacity because that guy is like a magician this season. But he's shown that he's human over the last month or so, more than the beginning of the season when he was literally unhittable. Okay. I could get down with that. I thought that total was a little bit high when it opened up. I don't even care that it moved down a little bit. Sign me up for that over.
Sure.
I'm in. All right. Yeah, can I take you to an under? All right, that's too much fun going over your last play. Can I take you to a no fun under in the next game?
Take me no fun, Krabs.
Okay, good. My specialty. Let's talk about the Rangers. Let's talk about the Brewers. Let's talk about why this game's going under, folks. Look, the total's actually moved up a speck from where it opened up at 8.5. But like Jovan's talked about a little bit recently, I don't care. I don't care. Sometimes the opener matters more than where the line's moving and grooving. And personally, looking at Andrew Heaney on the bump, looking at Wilson on the bump with their 4 ERAs, 4+ ERAs, looking at both these teams going over in their recent games. We got Texas, sure, they lost the first game of the series, but it went over. Sure. You look at what the Brewers have been doing before that. They've been putting up plenty of runs. Their offense looks great recently. Well, why is this total opening up at 8.5 in Milwaukee with these offenses doing their jobs, with the Rangers starting to heat up, and with these two pretty moose shit pitchers who nobody really wants to back? Weird. Well, that's probably why the line moved up, because everybody's betting on this over. It looks pretty easy. It looks pretty free, right? These pitchers stink. Heaney, he's washed, right? He's got nothing left in the tank. Well, I actually kind of like what I've seen out of Heaney recently, and I think he has a really fucking good start today, especially looking at that 2.5 earned run square that's up on Prize Picks. Would you guys take a peep at that puppy? Sure. I think he absolutely locks in today, gives up 2 or less early, and this game is going to soar under. Okay, instead of backing it aside in this game, look, I don't want to get involved and back the Rangers, okay? But I don't want to fade them right now because they're playing good baseball for the first time this season. I know they're coming off a loss in the first game of the series, and I probably would lean the Rangers on the ML. They're catching almost 10 cents of steam at this point. They probably don't deserve to catch steam with Heaney on the bump, but they're playing better baseball recently. I lean the Rangers, but I like the under in this game better. I think both pitchers do their jobs to get the game started, and I'm going to put my faith in both bullpens. We'll see how that goes. All right, but I think this under is a great look. Looking at the Prize Pick squares for both starters, I think they do their jobs and then some. Okay, maybe even some extra credit on there. I think they have great starts, both of them. Okay, and this game's going to soar under after we've seen some runs from both teams recently. All right, what do you think about that play? You like it?
Kind of in on that. I
Okay.
mean, like the Brewers, I mean, they score when you probably least expect it, and whenever it's a very obvious situation to score runs, they really don't. And the Rangers' offense, I'm not really buying into that. They're back yet because we haven't seen it for a long enough time. So maybe it's just one of those games in the series.
Okay. Yep. After the first game went over yesterday, let's hope we can sneak out with an under in game 2. All right. Take me to the Nats. Cut the shit.
Well, you can go on this one because I guess the more that I look at it, I'm kind of being convinced to just not a full game.
Well, you want to talk about why you initially liked first 5?
Well, I initially liked first 5, and I guess like the Padres bullpen isn't in great shape really either, but Nats bullpen kind of scared me a little bit with how they've been used lately. But I mean, if Mackenzie Gore shoves like we all think he's going to shove, I mean, you hope he can give you like a strong 7.
Yep.
And then that's only 2 innings of exposure, and Finnegan's probably going to be available, and maybe it's not Hunter Harvey, but it's somebody else as a setup man. So I guess it really doesn't scare me as much as I initially thought. But I am with that. Mackenzie Gore shoves. Mazer is also terrible. We did back him last squad ride, or his last start was the squad ride against the Brewers, where he was like okay. They left him in for a little too long, and he gave up that Adames tank. But he's overall not the best pitcher. So in this situation against the Nats, where you got to be lined up with a lot of lefties, Abrams is probably going to have a good day. Winker's probably going to have a good day, both matchup-wise and narrative-wise. I think he gives up plenty of runs, and I think this is probably a sneaky over too, which I'm kind of leaning into more in the Nats bats. So I don't know. I think it could go Nats every way.
Okay. Well, yeah, looking at that Mackenzie Gore 17.5 pitching out square, I feel like that makes me feel pretty confident about him going 7 solid. It's pretty red. Okay. Also, his fantasy score is pretty high as well. I think that might factor in potentially getting a win. I like that they're catching steam. All right. The Nats opened up plus chicken in this game, and now they are favorites. And I don't think that's just for baseball reasons. I think the odds makers are smart, right? I talk about that all the time. They're smarter than us. We have to lean into that and utilize what they're giving us to our advantage, and not thinking that our brains are going to outsmart algorithms, millions and millions of simulations and dudes who've been around the block who are going in changing lines. Okay. We're simply not. That's not what we're here to do. Okay. We're here to use the info we're given to our advantage and make bets on it accordingly. Okay. But I'll tell you what, Jovan, I think there's a huge motivational factor of this game. I think this series just got weird. Okay. These teams already came into the series not really vibing with each other, with the Abrams trade, with the Mackenzie Gore trades, with the fact that we gave them Juan Soto for pretty much a 1.3-year rental, and then he leaves for the Yankees, and nobody gives a shit about the Padres. Subconsciously, even if it's not intentional, the Padres aren't going to fuck with the Nats. The Nats players, right? CJ, McKenzie, like we just talked about, they don't fuck with the Padres. Okay, they got traded away for Soto in that deal. The Padres didn't want to keep him. They weren't, liking him enough to keep those guys around. I feel like those guys probably have some beef with the Padres. I know I would if I was in that spot. Okay, this game might mean more for the Nats a little bit. All right, not that the Padres don't want to win and beat us as well after all that shit went down, but after last night and after Jurickson Profar acted like he was the MVP of Game 7 of the World Series, okay, screaming at the Nats dugouts for no reason after the game, I kind of feel like the Nats are going to come out pretty pissed off and pretty scrappy today behind their ace. Yep, I'm going to call him our ace because he is, who was formerly from the Padres. Okay, if they can't rally around him tonight, if Jesse Winker can't get the boys fired up after beefing with the grandpa and the crowds, okay, this team isn't as legit as we thought. This team isn't as scrappy, as fun. This team doesn't have as much heart as we thought. This narrative, I am willing to lean into for the Nats tonight, okay? Because we've seen them deliver in spots like this. We've seen them bounce back after blown saves, blown games, even as recent as last series after Finnegan blew a save. So I'm in. And Finnegan with a day off, much needed, by the way, he will be ready tonight, and he will bounce back. He already has since that blown save, okay? I feel confident with the full game. I feel like we just lean into the full game and the fact that they're catching, 30 cents of steam now, Jovan. I'm seeing them at minus 120 in most places. Looking like one of the sharper plays of the day. Okay. I think we keep it simple. We don't, overthink it here. I do like the first 5. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like with Finnegan active, ready to roll, Hunter Harvey obviously going to be off, and that's massive because he's throwing turkeys. Okay. The Nats will be able to make do for 3 innings, maybe even 2 if McKenzie does his job. All right. I feel good about it. Sure. Nats ML, folks. They're taking care of business today. Take me to the pitch, Jovan.
Yeah, big time game tonight, Canada and Peru. Which I did back Peru in their first game against Chile, where that ended up being 0-0. If you haven't noticed, not even just with Peru, but a lot of these Copa games are super low scoring, a lot of fouls. I mean, a lot of flopping too, of course, but just big time physical play with a lot of these teams that are just defensively sound when really it's just, I guess, fouling and physicality, but you get the point. So that's kind of Peru's specialty. The problem with today's game especially is they did just get that 0-0 draw against Chile, but they have Argentina waiting in the wings for their 3rd game. So now I don't think they're going to be able to really rely on, just sitting back defensively. Like they're going to have to go for a goal against Canada because, they're not beating Argentina. They're not going to get a draw against Argentina. They need to try and go for 3 points in this game. So I think that leaves them a little more overexposed. Plus, if anybody watched Canada-Argentina, I assume a lot of people did because a lot of people had Messi wagers. Canada actually looked really good in that game. They were solid defensively. They made everything tough. Did Messi miss a couple at the net that he probably should have bagged? Yes, but overall it was a pretty impressive performance, and I do want to lean into that. And the difference between Chile and a lot of the South American teams and what Canada is going to bring to Peru is Canada's a lot more athletic on the wing. They're a lot better finishing-wise. I know we didn't get to see that in the first game against Argentina because Argentina is Argentina, but I think we're going to see it today. It very well could take 1 goal in this game because Peru has been one of the worst, I think, teams in terms of expected goals in qualifying history leading up to the Copa America. So offensively, I think they're going to try for goals. They're going to move forward, attack, and that's probably going to leave them a little overexposed at the back, but I don't know if they get one. So I think Canada is a pretty solid look tonight, and that ML is like plus 125.
Okay. Canada.
Yeah, Canada. They got to get back from the Oilers.
I was going to say Oilers once again folded like a Dollar Tree lawn chair, the most predictable, expected thing out of Edmonton and Connor McDavid, who gets so close but no cigar. And then gets that Make-A-Wish, handout of an MVP trophy, which is ridiculous. If that was him, I wouldn't even accept it. He didn't accept it.
Yeah, he didn't grab it.
Okay, well, good for him. He shouldn't. That's the stupidest thing ever, giving an MVP trophy to a player on a team that lost. I don't care if he was 10 times better than the best player on the other team. They lost. And that's the most important thing, is results in winning, not individual performances. And that's the problem with people's brains in 2024. They don't agree with that. Well, if you don't agree with that, you're wrong.
Well, this is a little different because it's not like Super Bowl MVP or Finals MVP. This is like MVP of the whole playoffs.
It's entire playoffs MVP?
Entire playoffs. So that's why He got it. Like if it was just a Stanley Cup, they probably wouldn't consider giving it to a player.
Okay.
Yeah, he set like records for the playoffs and points and everything.
That's a little different.
It was deserved, but like I get him not accepting it in the moment.
That's a little different. Okay, I take back what I said. If it was for the whole playoffs, respect for him not going out there after they lost to accept it. I'm sure he'll get the trophy shipped probably next day. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Krabs, love you, but stop talking puck. Let me pull up my hockey plays. I want to show you guys something. NHL is my second best sport, up plus 19.7 units over the last 3 years, 145, 110, and 2. I'm going to keep talking about hockey. I don't care if I don't give a fuck or know about the MVP situation. Who gives a hoot? Okay, at least I wasn't on Edmonton last night. A couple other things, a couple other housekeeping items in chat here. I think I saw Madul up and moving. Madul, we got to have a talk. We got to have a talk, Madul, because you gave us the Blue Bombers. You came in here, you made me follow you on Twitter. You said, this is the one, take it. Okay, after some wins, I'll give you that. You came in with the Heat prior. But the Blue Bombers, they folded. They folded. Okay, never the Blue Bombers, all right? He's saying he's going to give us another play this week. Good, Madul.
Let's go.
Good. Don't listen to chat, Krabs. Mariners are winning the game, and the Mariners bats will be hitting early and often. Yeah, guys, don't listen to me. Listen to Santos Reborn with that profile picture. Yep. Don't listen to me. Listen to that guy because he knows way more than me, and he's way more trustworthy. Okay? Good call. Yep, everybody listen to him. Okay, no Madul slander in here. I know. He probably doesn't deserve the slander after 1 L, but, maybe the chirp will get him moving back in the right direction. Okay, talk about a motivator. You don't think Madul's going to get in the lab for the next games after that comment? Come on.
Be locked.
I know what I'm doing. I'm playing chess, not checkers, fat girls. Come on. Jete might listen to Santos. Okay. He might do it, folks. What's with the VT backgrounds? Down here, boots on ground in Dallas. I think there's a green screen behind me, I believe. And Nick gave me the beautiful Burris Hall down there in Blacksburg. Getting ready for the football season. College football. Who's ready to hear me talk about the Hokies? Anybody? Anybody? Gates, when does Salisbury season start up? Oh, no clue. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. All right. Here we go, folks. Let me go ahead and finish up Mackenzie Gore. Talk about his fantasy score. And I also wanted to mention the hits allowed square that somebody brought up in chat, too. That's probably worth flashing real quick here, Goots. 5.5 hits allowed. Looks like a normal square. It's a demon. Okay, we love that. Right, Jovan? Because that means it's, plus check for him to give up more than 5.5 hits allowed. And looking recently, he gave up 10 in his last game. Holy smokes. Okay, talk about a bounce back spot for the Nats ace. Oh, tonight's the night. Mackenzie Gore, sure. We're backing him. Okay. W's. Check subs. Chiete, I cannot pull that up. I don't have the facilities for that one. Okay. I'm going to need some help. Maybe Goots, if he has the Twitch login on his laptop, let me know if we got any sub banks. All right. I want to shout the people out. It is Dinger Tuesday, John. I promise you, we're going to get to the Dinger Tuesday plays. We need some redemption after a moose Dinger Tuesday segment last week. Okay. We're coming with the heat today in a moment. Let's go ahead and wrap up the prize picks and sharp report talk here after I go to Mackenzie Gore 31 fantasy score. Guys, it's simple. Okay, he's coming off giving up 10 hits against Arizona in his last outing. Not his best work. Still did okay, right? Still put up 24 fantasy points. Now he's pitching against his former team tonight in relatively a pitcher's park. I want to back Mackenzie to shove. I want to back him to get the win. I want to back him to get the quality start. I love that he's got that pitching outs up on the board as well. I almost took that more than for this, but I pivoted to the fantasy score because I think he's getting a win and a quality start. And I know he's going to get his strikeouts. Okay. I don't want to take his strikeouts because looking at the chart, it's at 5.5. It looks like the freest one on the board. Instead, let's go with the fantasy and let's back him to get a win, a quality start, do his job, go more than his pitching outs and bring the coins home. Okay. W's. You don't like his outs better, Ben? I do not like them better. I like his fantasy score because of those reasons. All right, but I do like his pitching out square. I definitely do. Okay. Do I lean under? I would not take an under in any Nats games in the coming days. Okay. I think they might have awoken a beast last night. I think the Nats might put up a 10 spot today. All right. They're not going to they're not going to take their foot off the gas. That's for sure. Not after that bullshit last night. Win one regular season game at a 162 and you act like you're the president of the United States. Unbelievable from Jerks and Profar. I was a fan of Jerks and Profar before that. I didn't know he was an absolute tool. Unbelievable. And yeah, definitely not taking Profar for the Dinger Tuesday segment. 0-0 chance. Okay. Missouri less than 15.5 pitching outs, Jovan. Any thoughts on that?
That's a weird one because like their bullpen is in shambles, which is one of the reasons why I think I've kind of switched from first 5 the full game for the Nats.
Yep.
But I do think they probably learned after that last outing. They tried to keep him in a little too long and go through the lineup a third time, and he instantly gave up a 2-run tank. That, I mean, the game I thought was getting out of hand before that point, and instantly brought him back. So I don't know. He has a short leash, probably going to get shorter, but I don't know how much shorter it can get with the state of the pen. That's probably one to leave by itself, but very well could end on 5 innings.
Okay. All right. Damn, chat seems to think it's okay that you just go over to the dugout and scream at the team after you walk them off. That's the precedent that we've set. That's okay to do. People can just do whatever they want now. They got no respect. They got no respect, no courtesy. You got a bunch of heathens out there running loose. Unbelievable. Who raised these people? Oh, gross. My parents would beat my butt if I did that after a baseball game. Now, I wasn't good enough to do that growing up. I was probably the worst kid on the team, but they would have. Chaco, they got new PLL jerseys.
Yeah, I saw the Redwoods ones.
Are they clean?
Got me kind of bricked.
All right, why don't you give us the prize picks sell jobs here on these 2 squares? All right, sure. Goots will pull up the jerseys after, and then we'll get into Dinger Tuesday. Okay, guys?
Sure. First, Brian De La Cruz, who just like talking about what I see in this game, because it is a 9.5 total, and Seth Lugo is going for the Royals, and you don't often see too many weird squares with like hitters when it's Seth Lugo going up against a shit team. You do today. You have a total bases and a run up for Brian De La Cruz, which I would say, I mean, the run's probably weirder. I do want to lean on Brian De La Cruz getting bases, though. It's usually what I always go with him. But he is one of the only hitters that I think matches up decently well, as well as the weather. If there's any guy who you think is going to help score runs with the Marlins right now, it's got to be Brian De La Bonds, because he's been the main source of offense by a lot for that team. So I think he has a good matchup today against Lugo. I think they score a couple of runs. He's probably going to have to be a big part of it. So bases are up, runs up, pretty weird. I'm leaning into it.
Sure.
Then the other one, Gleyber Torres, who is probably one of the first times I've taken him all season. He has a hit run RBI on the board. Yankees are going up against David Peterson. He's sneakily been having much better at bats like the last couple weeks, especially against lefties. They haven't seen all that many of them, but when he has seen them, he's been hitting the ball hard. I think I saw something today. It was like all three of the last lefty starters they faced, he has an RBI off of, and 2 of them were tanks. So like you see in lefties especially a lot better the last couple weeks. So I do want to lean into that, especially against the guy, David Peterson, who doesn't have elite strikeout stuff. I think Gleyber could really feast and then be a part of run scoring for the Yankees today. So I think that game's pretty weird. I don't want to get involved in a side, but I do think he's in a pretty good spot, middle of that lineup against a lefty. So I will be on this hit run RBI.
Do you like the Yankees today?
I don't love them. I mean, I'm definitely not taking them. Garrett Cole, second start back after, I mean, a gem. Granted, they lost for most of it, but I don't know. I don't want to get involved with that, but I definitely want to get involved with Gleyber.
Not Judge at plus 180 like everybody else in chat?
Not Judge. I think I'm good on Judge.
He's got to hit a home run every day the rest of the season, right?
Yeah.
He's on pace for 100.
You can bet him every day. That won't be me.
Nope. Is it just me, or is Krabs always on the Rays? No, it's not just you and Torres. I do bet the Rays a lot. I like their coach. I like the way they look. They're a winning organization. I talk about it all the time with the Brewers, right? The Brewers find ways to win. So do the Rays. It's been a little bit of a slower start this season, but I'm starting to see what I'm liking out of Tampa. I am.
It's a big series.
I'm sure Jovan is as well.
This
big
is
one.
Big series.
Okay.
It also, I guess, something, I don't know if you talked about it, but Brian Wu got hurt yesterday.
Wow.
Early
I did
in
see
the
that.
game. So that bullpen also in shambles.
That's good.
They were used a lot yesterday, and we'll see how long Castillo gives them, because, his pitch count can get up there in some certain starts.
I'm with you. Chat's asking, no Brandon Fought, less than 2.5 earned runs today. I do like that square. That's an honorable mention. Okay. And if you look at the chart, you can probably see why. But I really want to lean into Mackenzie Gore, and I've already seen Andrew Heaney throw a gem today. I've already seen it.
I think you stay off the Fought one today.
Really?
Yeah. I'm usually all for the earned run fades. I don't know if I'm down for that one.
Okay. God, the total's at 7.5.
The problem is like it's the Twins. So like even if Fott deals for 6 innings, I think he could very easily give up 2 home runs that equate to 3 runs. And that's kind of what I think is going to happen.
Okay. Gosh, there might be some runs in this game, huh? Yeah, I might want to stay off this one. I think Chad agrees as well. All right. Jovan, any other points? Phil's nugs about those 2 squares? I feel like you gave 2 hell of a sell jobs on this.
Yeah, I don't take Yankees or Glaber especially very often.
Right.
When I do, I have to be very convinced. I feel very convinced.
Okay. Krabs, you're getting soft. We need more of that in baseball. Bro, you guys just don't get it, man. You guys just don't fucking get it. It's crazy. Yeah, W background here. Where are you guys watching from today? All right, because right now I'm in Blacksburg, Virginia. Do we have any Hokies in the chats? If you're a Hokie, drop a turkey in chats. Where are you guys watching from? All right, I'm down here in Dallas, Texas right now with Jovan and the squad. In-person BTL before I ship it back home tonight. We got AZ in the Noke. That's a Hokie, potentially. That could be a Hokie, folks. Have the Hokies ever won a natty? No, Goots. But you can't talk shit when your team is D2 or D3, okay? Because remember, they would lose 100-0 to the Hokies. Dude, it doesn't matter, though. Okay, does anybody even know what Salisbury is? Probably not. We got a Dallas guy, Achilles. Sure. Texas. Sure. A lot of Texas love. Anybody from the DMV in here? We got Midwest, Boston, MD, Drew List, W, Mbappe with a penalty kick, I'm assuming. Yeah. People are talking in chat. France up. We got Sam from Arlington. W, I think it's Sam Hall. Might be botching that, though. WS Hall. Okay, holding it down for me before I get back tonight. God, we got people everywhere.
Everywhere.
Goots, you got Chiote gassing up your lacrosse team. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Yeah, they would. I'll give you that. North Italia apps for dinner, boys. Wow, North Italia's fire, Achilles.
Yes.
Don't sleep on it. The spicy rigatonis. Dude, yeah, that'll do it.
Don't get me thinking about food.
I know. All right. Let's log back in. Let's talk about plays. Okay, Jovan's not feeling well. He's not allowed to eat right now that much. Okay, I'm over here torturing him.
Unbelievable.
At the tape. That's on me.
Unbelievable.
That's on me. Rookie mistake. Okay. Krabs and Dallas. Let's grab a beer and sweat the Jays game. Dave Martinez Burner. Good to see you down here in Dallas, but I will be out of here after the surge train. Okay. We got Austria.
Let's go, Austria.
Wow. Austria showing some signs of life. Okay. Good. Did you by any chance get to find those PLL jerseys? Yeah. Let's check those puppies out. People are gassing them up. Whoa. Okay.
Crispy.
Dude, those are crazy. Yeah, they did these last year with the cool tree that was on the middle of the jerseys for all of them. Dude, the Snakes one is crazy. Look at the Whip Snakes jersey, bro.
That's fire.
The Whip Snakes jersey is crazy. Holy smokes, dude. Those are fire. Cash App sponsor. Yeah, they're big Cash App guys over there.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Wow, those Whip Snakes ones. I love the sleeves too, man. Really?
Wow.
Whatever you got, Goots, flash it.
Yeah.
Those Whips jerseys on the right, guys, those are insane. Look at the cannons, though. What the? Yeah, those are tough.
Those are heat.
Dude, look at the Redwoods one.
The Redwoods one is heat.
They always have the freshest hats. Golly. I might have to hit the store again, dudes. Spend all my fucking money on PLL merch. Damn it. Gosh, man, those jerseys are epic. Dude, look at the Atlas one. That one's sick too.
Look at Chaos, dude.
The Chaos one's sick with the Scorpion. I think I go, the Archers one, that looks like something I'm not going to say.
Yeah, that's a plug right there.
Yeah, it might be a plug, but it's supposed to be, I think, Spearhead.
Yeah. Maybe,
right? Yeah, I got to give respect there. Okay. I'd probably rank the Whip Snakes number 1, Atlas number 2. I'd probably go tie for 3 with the Water Dogs down there, bottom right sector, third one, and the Chaos Scorpion. I'd probably tie those for the third best. Redwoods probably 4th. Okay, those are tough.
Those are tough. I'm a sucker for gray and purple.
Yeah,
really
that one's
that Water Dogs jersey.
That Water Dogs jersey's sick. Okay. I'm in for these. They did these last year as well. I think they stepped up their game a little bit. They stepped up their game a little bit for 2024. Guys, PLL back this weekend. Massive for our bankroll. Massive for our viewing pleasure. You guys better be ready to lock back in after a bye week. You better be fresh, ready to roll. Okay, no excuses, only winners. Dubs. All right, gents. You want to talk about some Dinger Tuesday plays, huh? Okay, not yet. Not allowed. Let's go ahead and talk through the MLB slate for today. Okay, I don't want to talk about the NHL series. I already roasted McDavid and the Oilers for choking after, the biggest blue balls of the fucking decade on the ice. Unbelievable to come back and blow it. Ben, I do like Littell fantasy score. I do. I think he does a relatively solid job today. That's kind of what I'm betting on, to be honest with you, him out pitching the other starters. So see how it goes. If he can outpitch Castillo, and nobody really expects that, but I like him to do his job today. Okay. Goots, give me the O's report for today. People are asking in chat. What are we thinking about Baltimore?
He's got nothing.
Goots has been silent as a church mouse over the last week or so about his O's. As he probably should. They've lost 4 in a row on their worst stretch of the season. He even said word for word, I remember this last night during the Nats game, he said the Nats are playing better than the O's. And I remember that one. No way I wasn't bringing that up today on the show. Come on. We'll see how long their little slump lasts. Look, it's a fucking 162-game season. Now, you know what could get the boys juiced up today? And I'm not talking about a wager. I'm talking about the wager wheel. Could it be time for a little wager wheel spin? How many games do they have to lose in a row for you to get that spin up and moving?
I feel like if we go 2 more, the wheel's coming up.
What if they get swept in the series? There's no way they get swept
back-to-back
back to back.
sweeps?
We'll take it off. We'll take it off. We'll take it off. We'll take that off for that. Yeah, if they lose the series, right? Swept. Sure.
Back-to-back swept.
Sure. If they get swept in this series, just like they did last series, Goots is spinning the wheel, folks. All right? Keep us locked in. All right? Because Goots usually the one that reminds us shit. He might let that one get swept if they get swept. Okay? So hold us accountable, chat, will you? All right? We got to get Goots on that wheel. I'm telling you, man, you don't want to do it, but then it starts spinning, Goots. It's like a rush. Okay? It's like you're on top of a roller coaster. You're on top of a roller coaster.
Goots
okay?
Judge talk.
We might have to do a Goots wheel just for him. Just funny things for Goots. All right, we'll figure that out later if we get to it. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We might not need to. All right, but I do want this on record. When the Orioles are sharp, they never win. And when they're dogs and getting disrespected, which is probably 8 times out of 10 for them, they come through for the square bettors. It's unbelievable. I am done betting this team. I said last week, I'm done fading them. You know what, Jovan? I'm done betting them too. They're off to the side. It's official. Okay? I just cannot figure that team out.
Yeah. It's like the Guardians are the equalizer because they're like the same team.
Yeah, they are. They are.
But I don't know. Like I can't bet on them because I fucking hate Logan Allen. But the one thing that I always am very, very worried about when it comes to the Guardians is when they're facing a pitcher who doesn't strike people out, which Cole does not. So anytime there's a pitcher like that, they make their lives hell. And it's been that way really all season, but like especially lately when they've gotten going. So like I don't know if I really want Logan Allen, but I really don't want Cole Irvin either.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with this game.
Yeah.
Zero.
It also doesn't help that going on Twitter and every Dinger Tuesday pick is an Oriole.
Okay.
Which is not making me feel good.
Well, Goots, I'm sorry, man. Because I know you have at least 1-0 on that Dinger Tuesday sheet, and I haven't even looked yet. Yep. Go ahead, cash the over half. Minus 1,000. All right, well, Goots, let us know when you want to go over the Dinger Tuesday plays. For now, we will go over the rest of the MLB slate, and we'll have Jovan take us through. All right, yes, how about them Vols last night? College baseball is so electric, so slept on. I'm pretty blown. I didn't tap in. We were still kind of cleaning up and getting back to the house after last night's event. And then we were watching the end of the Stanley Cup, obviously. But damn. College baseball, nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. It's, in your brain and out, the next day after the fucking, Omaha tourney's done. But those baseball games are so close, so electric. There's comebacks, there's runs. It's awesome. And honestly, we did not do a good enough job at talking about it or getting you guys excited about it because I feel like a lot of people don't really fuck with it or they don't even know about it. Because if they watch those games, Jovan, and they're a fan of baseball, how are they not loving college baseball?
Yeah, college baseball is awesome.
It's kind of awesome. Slept on. Okay, so keep that in mind next year, chat. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I don't know if you guys heard Goots, but 3 walk-offs in the first 3 games in Omaha. Insane. Okay. And then last night, another crazy 1-run game. W's. Jovan, here's what we're going to do. All right. Take us through the MLB boards. All right. I'll chime in when I got plays and angles, but I want you to go through the games we haven't touched on yet. Okay.
Sure. Rangers Screwball.
Sure.
It's a weird game. I don't know if I'm going to end up playing anything in that game, but I mean, Screwball, I guess really last couple of outings, like he hasn't looked great. He just got rocked. So like coming into this, it kind of feels very obvious for him to get rocked by a Phillies team that crushes left-handed pitching. But then you see a total at 7.5. You see Ranger Suarez opening up a little shorter than I initially thought. And somebody mentioned that he's a taco or discounted on pretty much every single app. So it's kind of got me thinking we get a Screwball bounce back today. Whether that means the Tigers bats do anything to give him some time to run support, I really don't know. But I do think Screwball bounces back and pitches pretty well today. I might have to find a way to back him on Prize Picks somehow. But
now, is the play on the books, you think it's just Tigers ML? But then you're putting your hard-earned money on the Detroit Tigers to win a game.
Yeah.
Right? That's when you kind of lose me a little bit.
Yeah, I get that. But it is still taking, the Tigers at plus 110 against the
don't get me wrong.
Philadelphia Phillies.
And now, good. Now that I look at the splits for this game, I mean, Jovan, you don't see this often. Less than 10% of bets and handle on the Tigers ML. Yeah. Less than 10.
Yeah.
We got single-digit numbers. Okay, for the handle and bet percentage on this. That is crazy. Everyone on earth is taking the Phillies on the ML. What have you seen on your feet?
I mean, a lot of Phillies.
A lot of Phillies?
Pretty tired. After like the Screwball blow-up outing that we, I guess, just saw, like the Phillies kill left-handed pitching. So like on paper, it's a spot to repeat it or maybe get worse for Screwball.
Right.
I don't really think it's going to happen necessarily, especially with this game, being in Detroit. But I don't know. I'm definitely a little more team Screwball than everybody else. And that's not really biased just because didn't go well. But I think he's going to be okay today.
There was something that got me off of the Tigers. Maybe it was just the fact that I had to bet on the Tigers and put my hard-earned money on them. It honestly might have been it.
I did see this too. Portnoy, even though he's been hot, he just put his Phillies to win the World Series ticket in today.
Huh.
Saw it on the feed.
Bruh.
Yeah. So it could be W timing.
He probably nuked it.
Yeah. I mean, he's been hitting fucking everything. So.
Except for Edmonton.
Yeah, except for Edmonton, but it was a
I know, he's been on a stretch. I'll give him that. Okay. According to Twitter, Philly already won today. All right, C-Dub, keep talking. There was something I was looking at earlier that kept me off this game. I think it might have just been the fact that I'd have to put coins on the Tigers, but after looking at the splits, after hearing Jovan sell the Screwball Masterclass, we're about to witness in a couple hours here. After hearing that the Twitter POD might be the Phillies ML as short favorites, surely they pay out against the 36-42 Detroit Tigers, right? I kind of like Screwball. Does it feel a little bit too easy? Maybe. But this is the Phillies we're talking about. And after their little mini slump, they've won 3 games in a row. Looks like they're back, right? Ranger Suarez has a 1.75 ERA, Jovan. He's 10-1. There's not many guys in baseball, in the sport, who are due for more regression than that guy. Okay, I'm not saying he's not good. He is. But is he that good? Nobody's that good. It's impossible to be that good. Nobody's ever done it. Okay? He's going to regress. And looking at the odds on the ML here, it could be today.
There is this too. Every single person on Twitter, love LC, but every single person on Twitter has this exact Nerfy slip. So I mean, there's 2 games and 4 teams, so doesn't necessarily have to be the Tigers. But
okay.
Tigers or Rays would love a first bang.
Well, let me ask you this: if your fee is probably going to smack, who's doing it? Have you looked at the odds for who to score first in this game? If not, I'm pulling them up right now, and I can tell you. But I want to get your thoughts on if you think they're weird or not.
I don't think they're weird. I haven't really been paying attention to those too much because I started looking at them just like I did last year, and there hasn't been many like super weird ones. So I haven't really kept up with them too much, but I can look.
I don't know why I can't find. Okay. Sure. Phillies are favorites to score first, which makes sense because they hit first. They're away.
Well, that's not even what I look at. It's like it's special, like first run allowed and the pitcher props. I'm looking at it now. I don't think there's going to be anything weird with this game. It really doesn't make any sense, too.
Okay. Castillo giving up one for sure in the first.
Yeah, I could see that.
Randy first inning bomb. Wouldn't that be something today, Javon?
I do like Randy today.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, chat, today's the day I finally gave Javon that jersey. The Randy jersey that I pulled.
I forgot about that, too. W narrative.
W narrative play. Remember the last time we had a Randy narrative play?
Yeah.
When I brought it up on the stream, he came through for the kids. Maybe he comes through again today. Could be W Randy day.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. I'm locking in Rays ML. I'm taking him.
Yep.
That's official. It's already done. All right. Tampa, Seattle, Yurfie is hitting. Love that first 5 over. Okay. I could get down with that, Z Brown. Phil's coming in with the Phil's report here. 7.5 seems high for the Rangers and Scooball with Tigers offense.
I kind of do agree.
Mm.
Like, I figured we'd kind of see 7.
Especially
maybe? in Detroit, not in Philly.
With these two arms, right, in Detroit's offense is moose shit. I know it involves the Phillies. Do you think the Phillies offense deserves, a half of run boost on the total? Maybe.
It's like half Phillies offense, half Scooball just got fucking rocked. But
that would suck.
I mean, we've seen plenty of 7 totals with Scooball involved against really good teams. So with Ranger on the other side, I'm kind of surprised we're not getting it in Detroit. So.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if it was any higher, I'd be on the over.
Yeah.
All right. Keep taking us through, Javon. What else you got?
Rays, we talked about that.
Sure, Rays ML.
Mets, did you talk about that?
Yeah, I want to talk about it for a second here. We got the Subway Series starting up today. We got Garrett Cole versus Peterson on the bump. The Mets look like a sharp play, and I wanted to go over this with you too, Javon. The odds to win this series, I know it's a 4-game series, okay? For the series to tie, plus 100, okay, the shortest odds. And then it goes Yankees, I believe, were what, Goods? Plus 150? Yeah. And then the Mets were like plus 350? Plus 475, okay? Mm-hmm. You think it was weird to see the tie as the shortest odds for how that series plays out, Javon, considering Garrett Cole's going today and considering Manaea is going tomorrow against, I think, a pretty good arm. I looked at it earlier for the Yankees. It's projected right now to be Gil, right? Who just got mucked in his last start, but has a sub-3 ERA against Manaea, who has a terrible ERA and bad stats, but he's been looking much better recently. Do we think the Mets are stealing a couple games in this series? Because looking at the series odds and seeing the plus 100 on the tie, I kind of do think they might steal 2 here.
Well, they just got to steal 1 because it's 2, not 4.
It's a 2-game series?
Yeah.
Dude. Okay. That makes this much, much easier to talk through. Okay. So let's look at the 2 matchups.
Well, I can tell you if you're probably going to want to back one side of the Mets, it's probably going to be today because Luis Gil, remember his last start?
He got destroyed. So I talked about him being the greatest thing since sliced bread, and then he had negative 13 fantasy score. Yes, I remember. Yeah, sure.
Didn't make it through the second against the Orioles. That was the last time the Orioles scored runs, Goods. But it's probably going to happen today, I guess.
Yeah, you mean Peterson against Garrett Cole, and they're only plus 120?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, Javon? It might be today. Okay, because tomorrow, Manaea, who's low-key been on fire recently, but still has that new shitty ERA. Remember, guys, Manaea almost threw a no-hitter in his last outing. Gil had negative 13 fantasy score in his last outing. We might have just cracked the code here, folks, on the Subway Series. Little 2-game sets, right? I should have known it was 2 games. It's just like when the O's and the Nats play. It's always 2 games, and they always split. Okay, because although it doesn't seem or feel like a rivalry, when those teams get out there on the fields, right, and they start talking about it, the Subway Series, they start talking about both teams being from New York, whether they're competitive against each other or not, they're going to hate each other when they get out there on the field. Maybe it's a little bit different, Goots, with the Nats and the O's because they got that weird broadcasting beef going on with Masson, but I feel like once those teams step on the field, it gets pretty competitive and it evens up the playing field. If there's any Yankees or Mets fans in chat, let me know how this series typically plays out. I know for the Nats and the O's and their little 2-game series between the 2 close teams, they almost always split no matter how good or bad the teams are. They almost always split. Okay. God, it might have to be the Mets today. But here's the issue, Javon. I was trying to find a way to put the Mets on the Sharp Report today. I couldn't do it because I saw the David Peterson more than earned run square. He's got a 2.5 earned run square up on the boards. He's been low-key pretty fucking good recently. That's, gone less than 4 of his last 5 games. Now he's going against the Yankees, so maybe that's why they're trying to bait people into taking the more than, but I don't know. Once they look at that chart, I don't know if they're going to take it, right? Does this scare you a little bit?
Not too much. I mean, it doesn't make me feel great about David Peterson,
Yeah.
obviously. But, I mean, he did, like, last start, he somewhat shoved against the Rangers. Before that, like, I mean, that's one of the worst offenses in baseball against left-handed pitching that he gave up 4-2. So, I mean, it doesn't scare me too much. There's also like an 8.5 total in the game.
That total's high.
Total's high. And I know Garrett Cole is probably still on a little bit of a limit, but it's a really good bullpen out there in New York. And it's not Mickey Mouse Stadium where you get a little boost and you see 9 totals get pushed 9.5 and shit like that all the time. It's in City, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. They've only got a Garrett Cole hits allowed demon up on the board that nobody's even going to want to take anyways, probably.
Yeah, because he's on a limit somewhat.
Yeah, they're not even going to have a lot up for him. They have the Yurfie Nerfy up. Square in that game.
I don't know that people are going to want to take that either. With Peterson being half of it.
Yeah, but Peterson's been nails recently, Jovan.
Yeah, but everybody knows Peterson is not very good.
Mets have been on fire recently. Peterson's been nails recently. Garrett Cole's in the bump for the Yankees. That total's high. The more I talk about this game, the more I'm liking the over.
Yeah, I mean, it could be the over.
Won't
hear a peep from me about it.
The splits on the over, maybe a little bit public, maybe a little bit bigger bets on the over, 58%, 64% of bets and handle. The Mets are getting, less than 15% of bets and handle on the ML. So maybe it's just stick with the initial read and go Mets ML. But the more I talk through that, the more I like that over. And I think you're right. That total looks pretty high.
It does.
Garrett Cole's involved. Peterson's been nails recently. The Mets are on fire. The Yankees are good.
The Yankees have also been not good against lefties lately.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
Yeah.
So it could be the difference.
Okay. Chat, what do you guys like better? You like the over in that game or you like the Mets better? After talking through that. Square table tonight, party of 1 for the Yankees, please. DeGen, come on. I'm all in for, squaring up for Kitch every once in a while, but the Yankees, it's one of those teams you can just never bet on. You got to really like it.
Yeah.
You got to really like the way you look. I guarantee it. Okay. Cole's getting mucked. Don't fall for it. This is Dodgers White Sox of yesterday. Yeah, but the Mets are actually good, and nobody knows it yet. Nobody cares. And the Mets are like the Padres, where last year they went all in. They blew it. They look like idiots. The Mets look like clowns. Literal clowns last season. They don't do anything really in this offseason, right? They don't do much. They lay low, as they probably should. Nobody wants to back the Mets. Nobody thinks they're good. They're on fire recently. Mets red hot, yes. They're going nuts for some some soccer stuff downstairs.
Save the PK.
And they're going nuts in the chat as well. How did Poland mess up that PK? Wow. Nats could ever be the Yankees. BJ Cheek, you got to spell right so I can understand the chirps, my man. And we literally won a World Series 5 years ago, and the Yankees haven't won one since you were in diapers, my man. Literal diapers. Your parents were cleaning up your poo. They were cleaning it up themselves. Gosh. Yeah, you guys ready?
Yeah, I'll take a quick Dinger Tuesday break.
Little Dinger Tuesday action here. Chats, look, it was a moose Dinger Tuesday, 9 plays last week. I'm going to remind you, W transparency, most probably wouldn't, 0-9. Jovan, look at me. Goods, look at me. 0-9. Okay? We got to step up today. All right, I hope you guys came with the heat. We got to hit 1. I know I am with that first guy up there at the top. Jovan, why don't you get us started off, and we'll snake around.
Yeah.
Okay?
I've already talked about him quite a bit.
You have.
I think there's runs in this game.
Yep.
I think somebody's got to do it for this Marlins offense, and the only guy I trust matchup-wise is Brian De La Cruz, and usually when he's a part of runs, it comes with the ball over the wall, even if it's against a pitcher like Seth Lugo. So I'm sticking with it, doubling down, tripling down, whatever you want to call it. Brian De La Cruz is getting it started for the Marlins today.
Okay. De La Bonds, plus 460, W value.
Yeah.
I like that. How about plus 500? Is that juicy enough for you?
No.
For CJ Abrams?
I think it's pretty soft. You should go plus 700.
Couldn't find any of those today. No chance I'm picking out one of those. Let's start with the 500s. Okay. CJ Abrams is hitting a nuke today, guys. I've already seen it. Okay. CJ Abrams has not hit a nuke yet in the series, but like I talked about in the very beginning, he is on fuego again. He is just like Aaron Judge, where he is one of the streakiest players in baseball at the plate. When he's hot, you back him. You don't fade him. You don't get cute. When he's cold, you fade him, okay? And you do get cute, and you try to fade him and ride that out until he comes back, because you can kind of tell what's going to happen with CJ. He's very streaky week to week. Okay, right now he's on fuego, and we got hella goals in the soccer game right now. Do you have any wagers in these early games?
No, but I have investments. Like I have Austria to advance.
Okay.
Stage,
so you're rooting for them?
Yeah, I'm rooting for them.
Okay. Compared Abrams to Judge is wild, brother. Well, I just did it, and I'll do it again. Abrams is on fire. He deserves to be an all-star. He's getting absolutely snubbed. He has been crushing the ball the last week or so, week and a half, and he's hitting a nuke against his former team tonight. I like runs. I like the Nats. I like CJ to get the party started. I've already seen it. This guy swings like he's Barry. Stolen bases, that's so last year, guys. That's so last year. Okay, he's moved on to bigger and better things. This guy's Barry. Okay, and the way he's been swinging recently, I've already seen it. Just one mistake down the cock vein. That's all it's going to take for CJ to take one. Yeah. Already seen it, plus 500. It's cashing. Goods?
Yeah, I guess he can't sell it. He can't hear him.
Mountcastle, no home run in the last 16 games. He's due.
Austria 4-2.
Wow. He's due. What about Bobby Goods? Bobby Whitwit, that's a sell job. Plus 400. Yep, we like runs. We like runs in that game, that's for sure. Christian Walker, don't even need a sell job for that one, folks. You knew that was going to be snuck on that puppy. You knew that was going on there. Okay, good. Go back to your roots this week. You got too cute last week with your debut on the board, okay, in the graphic. You got too cute. You left Walker off, I think. You got to go back to the well. I don't even care if it didn't hit. Good job, though. But I don't care. You got to put him on there every week. That's your guy. That's your guy. All right? W's. Well, Jovan, we can kind of just go back and forth here. Why don't you tell me about Jimenez?
Yeah, so we haven't talked about this game yet. I think the White Sox win tonight.
Okay.
And I think it's because they get to Bobby Miller. I know he got blown up for a start at Coors.
Yep.
I'm not really taking too much stock into that because it's his first start back at Coors. So how much can you really fault the guy? But his fastball was bad. It's like I don't think that was just a Coors thing. The command was awful. It was all over the middle of the plate. And he'll fix that a little bit. But at the same time, I think he's going to want to challenge a lot of these White Sox guys. And facts, 100%. System play.
Yep.
But I think he's going to run into a couple problems. And the one thing I've learned with a lot of these White Sox guys, mainly when it's Jimenez and Luis Robert, you take them when they're first coming back. That's when they're their hottest. And Luis Robert did his little insanity run when he came back for a little bit, still hitting well. And then Jimenez, I think this is his third game back. So when I think they're going to score runs tonight off of Miller, I will take Eloy Jimenez.
Wow.
No shame.
I wish there were more squares up for these starters. They don't got much.
Yeah.
Can't really read. Okay. You're taking the White Sox on the NL tonight?
I am.
Okay. Sure you can.
Nope.
All right. And you're back in Eloy to hit a nuke. You might need it.
Might need it.
Yeah. All right. Let me go to MJ Melendez. Shelly's goat. All right. You think those odds were a hair short? Maybe a pube short for MJ?
Yeah.
Puberto.
You know what else I saw, Krabs? He has a run square on the board, which was up yesterday. I took it, stranded on third.
Good.
And I mean, their offense wasn't great in that game, but it's up again.
Sure.
A little more juicy. So I'm right here with you.
Sure. Not clapping because of that cake. I'm clapping because of what it means.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. They're putting that square back up there on the board.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be on it. MJ, look, he's got 8 nukes at this point of the season. He's barely even hitting a $170 at this point. He's been terrible. All right. He hasn't hit a nuke since June 15th either. So it's been about 10 days. All right. I like runs in this game. I thought his odds were the weirdest in the game, to be honest with you. I thought it was pretty weird they had him at plus 350, considering how quail he's been up there at the dish. Okay. This guy cannot hit a baseball to save his life right this second. But I like runs. I like the Royals. I like MJ Melendez. And I like that his odds were ridiculously short. All right. The odds makers know something. Like I talked about earlier, guys. Don't try to outsmart the books. If you do, you will be homeless on the streets. Okay. You're not going to outsmart them. You're not going to outthink them. You can use what they show you and tell you, though, to your advantage. And them putting Melendez at 350 to hit a nuke with the way he's been swinging the bat, my goodness. He has been terrible, dude. That tells me he's going yah-yah. And I thought he was some of the weirdest odds on the board for any sort of home run odds today.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It is really weird. And I'm definitely in.
Good. I'm very, very happy about your reaction for that. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about Brent Rooker.
Yeah. So this is kind of another game that I think sneaky might have a few runs, but when the A's have been going up, I'm not going to say they're like the Angels because they're not nearly that good as a lineup, but they've had their little pockets against lefties as of late, and they're going to see one tonight in Tyler Anderson. So this is like one of the spots where, we all have faded Tyler Anderson multiple times because he's pitching way above his head. People are going to see the A's, and this is not going to be the spot where you necessarily expect them to get blown up. I think there's a possibility of that tonight, and I think it's going to come with power. So like I was debating between a lot of the guys, whether it was him, whether it was even from like the other side, like a Soderstrom I was looking at for a little bit. Like a couple of these guys I think have a chance to take him yard. Miguel Andujar is probably a better bet for just good matchup overall. But Brent Rooker I think is the home run threat, very obvious in this game. So I wanted to ride with him, and I think there's a little Tyler Anderson goosage today.
Okay, some goose gossage.
Yeah, a little goose gossage.
All right, I could get down with that. Brent Rooker, their best hitter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Are we going to see the A's trade any of these guys before the deadline? What do you think they're going to do? Because everyone's out here saying Mason Miller this. My team is going to trade all our guys for Mason Miller. Mason Miller's not going anywhere, and anybody who thinks that has a literal P for a brain.
Yeah.
Right? We agree with that.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of position players who are a little bit above average, I feel like. They got too many guys, I feel like, in the same positions. Kind of like the O's.
Yeah.
Are they going to do anything with some of these dudes?
I don't know, because like I feel like they might have a little Rays model in them. So
yeah,
like,
they definitely do.
They're going to trade like the older players that are hitting really well. Like I could see them putting Andujar on the move.
Yeah.
He's been hitting 300, killing lefties.
I feel like his stock is the highest right now it's probably ever going to be.
And I feel like if they were going to trade somebody like Rooker, they would have done it last year.
Yep.
It's like he's probably staying.
Yep.
Like, I mean, other than that, like they have a relatively young core. Maybe they let Blade go. I'm not really sure, but
Rooker's gonna mash.
yeah, he might. So like I don't really know. I don't know what their plan's going to be. I would say if there's any guy that I definitely felt like is getting moved, it's probably Andujar. You want the older guys that are overperforming out of there very quickly. But pitching wise, like I mean, Mason Miller's not going anywhere. They have some young arms in the bullpen that are actually playing pretty well. Maybe they get rid of one of them just because they're super high value to this point. But who knows?
Who knows? I'll tell you right now, I'm going to have to put in a PTO day the day Jesse Winker gets traded from the Nats because I'm going to be hurting. I've really grown fond of that guy. He's a great ball player, man. He's awesome out there.
A lot of heart. So
much heart, not a lot of skill, right? But he's crushing the baseball right now, dude. He is killing it. He's a leader in the clubhouse. That's going to be a tough day. Chat, you guys think my Nats are going to sell? Goots asked me that last night. It got my brain, got the gears turning. Think they're going to sell? Should I might start choking up. Yep, just talking about it makes me upset. All right, we'll see how it goes. All right, let's move. Let's groove. We're running out of time here. WBTL, the ones in person always fly by. Okay. Jovan, any other games we didn't talk about? I guess I got to go over that DJ Stewart one as well.
Yeah,
right.
DJ Stewart home run.
DJ Stewart, Nick for the Mets. Look, guys, I like runs in this game. I like the Mets, like I talked about earlier. And I like DJ Stewart having some weirdly short odds as well. I was looking at this guy, Jovan, who's only got 5 nukes so far this year. Hasn't hit one since June 17th, which was, I don't know, kind of in that zone that I like, almost 10 days away, right? I feel like these guys are due. They've got one coming soon. Could it be today? I hope. But I thought it was weird his odds were that short to hit a nuke, kind of like I talked about with Melendez. And this guy's hitting 180. This guy stinks. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Garrett Cole mistake and DJ Stewart take advantage in a game I like the over, a game I like the Mets, a guy who had the weirdest odds in that game, in my opinion. I'm back in DJ Stewart, who I thought would be closer to CJ Abrams' odds, not MJ Melendez. Weird.
A little weird. Little weird. I could be on that.
Maybe not as weird as Melendez, but still a little short.
I mean, it's still DJ Stewart.
Yeah, he stinks.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. He's right in the middle like the Yankees boppers.
Going against Garrett Cole?
Yeah.
Come on, dude. I don't care if he's on a pitch count. I don't care if he gave up a run or two in the last one, right? It's Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
And it's DJ Stewart at plus 390.
Sure.
Okay, keep it simple. All right. W's. Jovan, great work. De La Cruz, Jimenez, Rooker. I'm going Abrams, Melendez, and Stewart. Goots has Mountcastle, Witt, and Walker. Gentlemen, if we don't hit one of these, they might have to start asking us to change the segment. Okay, I'm just going to say it.
Might have to migrate to Dinger Wednesdays.
Might have to do anything else. Anything. Okay, we'll see how it goes. All right, I got a feeling we're hitting one, maybe two. Dinger Tuesday plays today. Shit. Anyone here 3? Goots? 3? Let's try to all get at least 1 today. All right. That's the goal here. We'll see how it goes, Chad. All right. Tail these responsibly. Like I always tell you, these are lunch money wagers. Okay. Or you can try to back some of these guys on prize picks too. Like I'm going to do with that MJ Melendez run that Jovan was talking about. Sure. Okay. Anybody have an Uncle Phil bonus pick? Z Brown Lee's asking. Anybody got an Uncle Phil special?
Uncle Phil special? My Uncle Phil special, while we're kind of headed back to the games, might
yes,
be from Cincy.
Okay. Talk about that game.
Well, because what's really bugging me about that game, because first of all, that was one of the best pitchers duels I think we've seen all season in this exact matchup a week ago.
Yep.
Hunter Green, Mitch Keller. Now the total's high because it's in Cincy and it's hot, whatever.
Yep.
It's at 9, but specifically there was a 2.5 earned runs up for Mitch Keller, and it got taken off the board. And I was like, that's probably juiced the under, just like Hunter Green. No, it's up to -140 to the over. I know the Reds scored 1 billion runs yesterday, but to see that from Mitch Keller, because usually the problem with Mitch Keller when he has those weird earned run squares up is I always see the odds tick back towards the under. And I'm like, shit, it's fucking caked by the time we get the first pitch. Now that it's on its way up after he just threw a gem of all gems against them in I think it was his last start, maybe 2 starts ago. That's really weird to me.
Yes.
So I think we're getting more Reds today. Bats were hot yesterday. I think they stay hot.
Yep.
And we get a little runs from that offense.
Yeah. If I wasn't 0 for 100 fading Mitch Keller, I would be in.
Well, let me pose it to you this way too. If you want to stick to the prize picks board, maybe 0 for 100 Mitch Keller. You know what we are all as a collective certainly not 0 for 100 on. If the Reds are facing a righty, and I think they're going to score runs, it's automatic that Candelario finds his way in an entry. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is by far
the Candyman, you say.
Candyman, some may call him Barry Bonds.
I miss him.
Yeah, he is on a tear.
I miss the Candyman.
Yeah.
God, they doubted him. They counted him out early on. Let the guy get loose.
Yeah.
Give the guy a couple weeks. He's the best hitter on that team.
Yes.
He's the best hitter on that team. I don't care what anyone says. Doesn't have the most potential. Not going to be the best hitter on that team next year, 2 years from now. Right now, he is. You got a hit run RBI score up for him. Is that one looking at you funny?
That's what I always take, Krabs.
Oh, reliable.
Yeah.
Break it out. I'm in.
out.
Reds ML?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it as well. Honorable mention for the Sharp Report.
Yep.
All right. Any other games you want to mention? Toronto, Boston, Atlanta, St. Louis. We got not much time, but why don't you give us a Phil's nug or 2 in these games you like that we haven't talked about yet?
Well, Gosman Bayo is the same total I think I took the over on in that last time. That was each of their last starts in Toronto. Now we're in Boston with a 9.5 total, which even though that game did go over, it wasn't like a majority off of those two. So I'm still a little surprised, weather included, to see that at 9.5. I think for those pitchers specifically against these teams, it's probably a disaster situation seeing those lineups twice in a week.
Yep.
So I still kind of want to take the over in that game too, sneakily. Don't really have much else there, but
I know totals are always higher in Fenway.
Always higher, and it's hot, it's windy. I get it, whatever. But those
Gosman and Bayo on the bump with a 9.5 total.
Yeah, and I mean Bayo's been a little better than people have expected. He's also like really bad against lefties. The Jays don't have that, but like a lot of their righties have seen him really, really well. So I think that continues. Gosman has been much better on the road. People know that. Books know that. Yet the total still, as high as it is. I guess like 9 I probably would have understood, but 9.5 feels odd.
Yep.
So I think I'm kind of down there. Definitely will take some prize pick squares in that game. Braves Cards, I have nothing. I think everybody faded Lance Lynn yesterday and ended up in rat shit.
Yep.
So as much as the Gibson sharp angle kind of attracts me, I don't want to do it. I love Ronaldo Lopez.
It almost got me too.
Yeah.
They've been too good.
Yeah, I want to stay no 2 days in a row for me.
They've been too good.
I'm
with you.
Off that game, I'm taking the White Sox straight up. I think they beat them, flexing as one of those random good performances when everybody fades them.
Yep.
That's what I think is going to happen today. Talked about the Royals Marlins on that over. Rockies Astros. You have anything there?
I kind of liked the Rockies, but I didn't really know how to back them. Yeah. And I really don't know if I want to fade the Astros right now on this streak. But I kind of wanted to back the Rockies in some capacity. I kind of wanted to back Gomber in some capacity. And I don't really know why. But I wanted to fade Houston. But I feel like that might be a death wish. What are your thoughts on this game?
Could be. I'm definitely just getting weird vibes about this game. Because, I mean, I'm a big Hunter Brown slurper, and I'll probably take a strikeout today.
Yeah, but he's at 41 fantasy score, and
yeah.
I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball the last month.
Been dialed.
Yeah, he's been great.
People aren't talking about it enough. They still want to fade him.
But 41 fantasy score, dude.
Yeah. I still think he's going to pitch well. At least, like, I think he gets strikeouts against the Rockies. But beyond that, I'm not really sure. So that lineup's starting to get a little healthier, too, which kind of scares me. Definitely scares you more in cores than it does on the road. But it's not like you have much going in the way of hitting conditions in Houston.
Maybe it's runs, like they're saying in chat.
Could be runs.
W Milkman. Milkman, I didn't know you were hip to Burris. Good look at that. Jovan Milkman Jr. He might be a Hokie.
Might be locked.
Who would have known? Okay, yeah, they don't like that Rockies play, but they like runs. I'll tell you what, I do like a play in that game. It's Hunter Brown, more than 1.5 walks allowed. I like that square a lot.
They still have his earned runs up?
No.
He was up for
1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that more than as well. So there you go. That's kind of why I like the Rockies. It was looking at these Hunter Brown squares. I don't know if Hunter Brown's going to be as elite today.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, Cubs and Giants late night game. Before we get to the squad right here, I wanted to talk about that one because the people are going to want to play in that game, and the Giants are catching some steam. What are your thoughts in Walker versus Hendricks?
I don't know who's pitching in that game, like after Walker. Anybody know that in chat?
Somebody in chat will probably know. If not, we'll check the Twitters.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't know. Kyle Hendricks is weird because he lately has shown some flashes of vintage Kyle Hendricks.
Yep.
The tough part is like the Giants have been so pesky against really any righty as of late. So like I wouldn't be surprised if they get to Hendricks, and even if they don't, Wisenhunt in relief. I didn't even know he still laces them up.
And they're a favorite, Jovan, against Hendricks coming off his first good start in 2 years. Big name Hendricks, the professor.
Good God.
Give me the Giants.
Yeah, I kind of like the Giants. Somebody said, Patrick Bailey in chat definitely catches my eye. I was considering him for a little Dinger Tuesday shout. Probably would have taken it if it wasn't in San Fran, but that's definitely the guy I want for the Cubs or for the Giants against the Cubs.
The Cubs are so fake good.
Yeah, Cubs are not good. Their bullpen is like all-time bad. I don't get it.
Hector Neris in leverage spots. Like, what do you expect?
It's just like they're the most predictable team in
guys like 80.
Baseball. It's crazy.
Yeah, they stink.
Austria won the group. Fuck.
I like
it's actually
the Giants late night on the ML in a bullpen game.
Yeah.
I do. All right. It's about that time. Are you gentlemen ready for a little squad ride action before I fire up the surge stream here in a moment?
Sure.
Gates, run that shit. I want to see that damn train. All right, chat. Last week we went 3-1-1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 3-1-1 on the squad rides. That pays that place. I know we didn't close the week out strong. We had a loser on Friday. That always hurts, okay? But let's not forget the way we're trending with these squad rides. Okay, trending up. I'll leave it at that. Jovan, need a winner for today. All right, had a pretty solid day on the books yesterday, even during the hot dog contest. I went 4-2. Okay, need a bankroll Bob for today. What is your meat on tape in your gut? You can fucking feel it. Winner of the day. What is it?
I don't know if you're gonna like what I'm gonna tell you.
Attitude.
I think it's the Canadians.
Dude, the fuck.
But I'm very down for the Nats, of course. I don't see a world where the Nats don't come out fired up today.
Jovan, you keep me on my toes.
I do.
That's for sure.
It's my job.
God damn it, dude.
But, I mean, I really like all the plays today.
You like this Canadian play more than you like the +0.5 soccer play yesterday against Italy?
Well, no, because that's Euros. It's a little different. Copa's definitely like all riskier plays, and it's an ML, not a +0.5 in a low-scoring game. But it's pretty equal playing field. I guess an equal playing field between them and the Nats. 1A and 1B, those plays.
All right, well, I trust. I listen. I'm putting both in. All right. We're putting Nats ML. Are you good with ML instead of first 5?
Yeah, fine with me.
Nationals ML. We will go Canada ML, right?
Yeah.
What are the odds on that puppy?
Plus 125.
Wow. Sure we can. Cannot be afraid of a plus sign, folks. Could not be afraid of a plus sign. We will see how badly the chat wants a soccer squad ride today. All right. What else? Chat, let me know the favorite play that you heard us talk about today. All right, let me know.
What's tingling in your plums from your plays over there, Krabs?
The Nats.
I don't want to push for the Rays, but I don't mind it. Wouldn't mind putting it in.
I wouldn't mind either. It feels right too with the Nats up there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like the Rays and I like the Rangers Brewers under as well.
Put them both in.
Now I want to do one more scan and make sure nothing we talked about on the show today I like better. Okay, because we talked about a lot of these games. Definitely not betting the Orioles. Kind of like the Tigers on the ML.
Tigers.
I kind of liked the Tigers. After you told me the Phillies are the Twitter POD, I kind of like the Tigers.
Who the Tigers?
So keep that in mind. Detroit's, I'd say Tampa, who's also a short dog. They're definitely right there as well. I'd say that Yankees Mets over or the Mets on the ML at plus chicken. I would be more than down to take. I like the Reds. I kind of like all these plays equal, Jovan. You might have to just pick.
Wow.
And then the under in Rangers Brewers. And then the Giants late night. I got a bazillion plays. I don't love any of them.
You know what? I got to be honest here, Krabs. That under, you betting against the line move and an under in a gross game,
yeah,
that just feels like a winner.
You don't see me betting against line moves very often.
I don't see it too often.
Those don't grow on trees.
Especially when it's an under in a game that's, I mean, it's not the Nats. It's not teams you usually get involved with.
Okay.
That feels like that could be the sharpest one.
Let's put Rangers Brewers in there. Under 9. I'm in. We got space for 2 plays left, and we got too many plays here, chat. Let me know. All right. And Torres said, Krabs, you don't love them? The play I love the most today is the Nats. Okay. I don't think that's a good thing. I want that on record. I don't think that's a good thing. Okay. Because it might sound like it is, but I don't think it is. All right. So, Jovan, we got 2 spots left. Okay. You've got that Royals Marlins over, which I also like. I don't want that to get swept.
Yeah.
So we're deciding between that. We're deciding between the Tigers, the Rays, the Mets over, and the Reds ML. And also the Giants late night.
I mean, I love the Royals over.
Okay.
But I know you don't love betting against Lugo. So I'm okay leaving that out if you're not fully convinced.
I feel like we got to put the Rays in here.
I'm down to put the Rays in there.
Okay. I feel like we got to put the Rays in this puppy. So right now, chat, we've got Nationals ML, Natitude, Canada ML, Rangers Brewers under 9, and we've got the Rays on the ML. We've got space for one more play. Let me know in the chat what you guys want us to fill the squad ride vote with, okay? I don't know why I'm loving the Tigers so much, man.
Loving the Tigers.
I'm loving the Tigers. I think it's weird the Mets in that series against the Yanks. It's plus 100. I think that's kind of weird, but I don't want to force there in the Subway Series, right? I think the Reds get it done as well, but fading Mitch Keller is a death wish. I'm 0-100 against it. Maybe we leave that one out. And then the Giants late night in a bullpen game against the fraudulent Cubs with the line flip. That game cannot get swept.
And I don't know if I knew this, but I just realized this when somebody said in chat, Kyle Hendricks' last outing was that 5 2/3, 8 strikeouts.
Yeah, it was the best start he's had in years
against the Giants.
I think that decides it right there, folks. Giants ML to close it out. Late night take me home piece. Chat, like I always say, before I go over the plays and options, we're going to get this poll up right now. Pick the best sell job. Pick the play you heard us talk about. You could feel it in your cojones that it was smacking. Okay? Don't just pick the play that's on late night. Don't just pick the Nats because you want to see my reaction when they fucking blow it. Okay? Don't just pick the fucking Canada play because you want to see pitch cake. It's looking like that's what people are doing right now. The sharps are all on Canada early here on the poll. All right? Pick the best sell job. Pick the play you thought is a winner as soon as we talked about it. Okay? It's really that simple. All right, chat? 5 plays, 5 winners. Nats ML, Canada ML, Texas Milwaukee under 9, Rays ML, and the Giants ML. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Hurry up.
Now, Krabs, do we have somebody who's asking for if I liked anything in these next Euro games? Do we have an ML Bozo pack piece to put to put with England.
So while the chat gets their votes in, and if you're watching on YouTube, that's great. Make sure you're subscribed, but please come over to the Twitch chat while we're voting for this so you can take parts and you can see what's going on in chat because it's way more active. Okay, guys, and don't just sit there if you're watching the show too in the background. Take 2 seconds and click the damn poll. Get your vote in there. All right, Jovan, why don't you go ahead and sell your juicy play on the pitch while I look for a little ML Bozo pack.
Well, I like England. It's a good Bozo pack piece, but I mean,
Yep.
I'm taking them straight.
Yep.
The goal line there.
Sure.
-1.5. But we're looking for a Bozo pack piece. I don't see a world where they don't come out fired up today, especially like they need to come out with an emphatic performance today, and they've needed to do a lot of things. Southgate really holds them back. I don't see that being the case today. I think they come out really strong performance. I don't think they concede either. I think this is like 2-0, 3-0 type game. So if we have a piece to pair with that, I would not mind.
Here's the problem. There's only 3 heavy favorites on the MLB board today, and like everybody's playing. It's the Astros against Colorado. I don't feel great backing Hunter Brown with his squares that are up. I'm not saying I want to fade and take Colorado, but definitely lean that way. You got Kansas City against Miami. Now, I do think they win that game, but that is so square. It hurts my stomach even saying it. Okay. And then you got the Dodgers game. You said the White Sox are winning. We got no other heavy favorites. Okay. Let me take a peep over at the WNBA.
I wouldn't hate using the Royals.
You know, that's our best option right now. It's our best option right now.
Get us to.
And Jovan, would you look at that? Okay, when I'm standing here in front of the beautiful Burris Hall in person in Blacksburg. Okay, Canada on the ML wins the squad ride vote. The people want some pitch action. Okay, and I'm not talking about baseball pitches.
Unreal. Well, let me just let you know in for you, Krabs. This game very well might be 1-0.
Okay, good.
So
I like unders.
It's going to be pulling teeth.
I'm an unders guy. Always have been.
I know. I'm telling you before the bitching starts.
Sure.
From you and from chat.
Okay.
It's going to be pulling teeth to get goals in this game. But
so if they go down 0-1, just turn it off.
No, not really. Not really. But just from their side, like Peru's going to foul them every chance they get. It's going to be aggressive. It's going to be like very painful to watch at points. But it's just how Copa America games are.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. We're taking draw no bets, or we're taking just...
They're winning the game.
Oh, shit. All right. So let's hope there's not a bad beat like there was the other night on the pitch. There's been plenty of those late goals.
See the difference? The difference is like Italy and Croatia. Italy saved themselves with that.
Yes.
With a draw. Like they could play for a draw. Peru can't, which is why I'm pretty comfortable taking the ML. They need a win in this game.
Yep. It could bite them in the ass.
Could bite them in the ass. Probably will.
All right. Krabs, thoughts on Argentina, England, Bozo pack? Jovan, Argentina thoughts?
I mean, I like Argentina. They shouldn't lose today against Chile.
I think if you're trying to send a Bozo pack and not lay the juice with England, it might have to just be the Royals.
I don't even think you need to. I mean, obviously, I'm looking for something to pair with it just because I want fun exposure with a little Bozo pack piece. But England, I think, is winning by multiple goals today.
Okay. All right. Nats Padres on ESPN Plus tonight. Is that a good thing, Ben, or a bad thing? I'm assuming that's a good thing. I think those emojis, I don't know what the fuck those are, but that could be the difference, Ben. Okay, in chat, we're going with Canada ML on the pitch for the squad ride today. Apologies for running over once again, but Trent is on the move for a little W side quest. I will host the surge stream. It'll be a quick surge stream. Bring the energy. Bring the winners. Okay, I want to hear them. I want to tail. All right, well, let's craft up some winners. Let's craft up a prize picks lineup, all right, on the stream. Give me 2 minutes. We'll fire this puppy up. Jovan, great work today, all right? Great last couple of days. The hot dog event, you reffed the shit out of it. Great work. Okay, looking sharp in the stripes. W's. Chat, we'll be back. I'll be back down here in a couple weeks for the All-Star game. So we'll probably do a couple more in-person BTLs. I love doing this shit. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Back to normal. Same time, same place. All right, ladies and gents, we'll be seeing. I'll catch you on the third stream in 2.
Sure.
Peace.